Alright everybody, wanted to just do a little video here to talk about Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk. This movie in a couple weeks at the box office has made $102 million, so it's doing pretty good. But having a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes makes me think that maybe it should be doing a little bit better. So I wanted to make a video here to tell you 5 things to expect when you go to see Dunkirk. 5 things really you should know before going to see Dunkirk. Alright, number 1, I just want to make sure you know that this movie does not have the typical flow of a movie. Is it a great movie? I almost hesitate to say that. The reviews, of course, are great, and what you're hearing from people is all true, but maybe think of it more as a great experience than thinking of it as a great movie, because it doesn't follow the typical, usual flow of a movie, not even of a war story. A lot of times a war story will really dramatize a character or combine aspects from the war into one character to make it like that. This movie doesn't really do any of that. It's an hour and 46 minutes of a war excerpt of this rescue mission that was happening at Dunkirk, trying to get these soldiers out of there. Alright? That being said, number 2, the second thing you need to know before you see Dunkirk is that you've got to be okay with maybe not always knowing what's going on. That was my experience, that was my wife's experience as well. We didn't always quite know what was going on, and it was okay. I mean, visually it's so beautiful and epic, and you really just can feel like you're there and part of it. It's so well done that way. But, like I said, without that normal flow, there's not always a clear understanding of what's going on or where it's going and what's going to happen next. For me, I felt that way during the trailer. So if you've seen the trailer and you've thought, wow, this looks really cool, this is awesome, I don't know what it is, but it's still really cool looking, I kind of felt that same way throughout the movie. Just didn't always know what was going on, and that was okay. So you got to be okay with that. The third thing is you've also got to be okay with not always getting all the dialogue. I felt like a lot of times it was hard to hear or pick up exactly what was being said, which might have added to not always knowing what was going on. So, number 3, expect that you may not always know what's going on with the dialogue, hearing all the dialogue, picking it up, and it is fine. It's okay. Number 4, I think this is something good to know before you see Dunkirk, and that's that it has a really powerful message. As I was saying before, a lot of times a war movie takes something and really, dramatizes it and Hollywoodizes it. This one, the message is different. I don't feel like it did any of that, because the message here is that heroism comes in small and simple acts, and that miracles really can occur, and oftentimes they occur with correct timing. The timing is such a key factor. So when you watch it, I want you to look for that message. Look for that message of timing, and look for that message of the heroism and the miracles that can occur, because I think there's something great that we can gain from that as we try to be there at the right time to help others and be there for them in small and simple ways. So a great message to look for. Number 5, before you see Dunkirk, you need to know the music is intense. The music really does drive the suspense of this movie. It's an hour and 46 minutes in this war, and the music really helps add to that peril that's going on. But it also reinforces that message of the heroic miracles happening with timing. But if you think of it, Christopher Nolan's been doing this with movies before. I mean, you think of The Dark Knight. What would that movie be like without the music, without the intensity of the music? So it really does drive the story and that message that's being conveyed through this movie. So yeah, I recommend it. Go see Dunkirk. It's a great experience, and hopefully knowing those things will help you to have a great experience with it as well. Thanks for watching.